Hello everyone, my name is Anna. Welcome to my garden. Today I am pruning my tomatoes and I want to share with you how I do that. So before we start pruning our tomatoes, it's important to know what kind of tomatoes you have. Is it indeterminate or is it determinate tomato? So all of these tomatoes are new to my garden. I have never grown them before. So what I did, I wrote down their names and what they are. That way whenever I'm pruning them, I know if they need to be pruned or not. So an indeterminate tomato is a tomato that keeps vining and fruiting throughout the whole season until they get killed by frost or disease. A determinate tomato, it only has a set amount of fruit that grows in one season. So let's say this tomato is determinate and it only grows 50 tomatoes in one season. So if you prune it, that means that you're getting rid of tomatoes. So that's why it's important to know what you are growing. So here I have my green Syrah tomato, and it is an indeterminate tomato. So what I'm trying to accomplish with this tomato is to create airflow. Airflow will help you prevent disease and overcrowdiness on the tomatoes, but don't overdo it, because if you remove too much of the canopy leaves on a tomato, the sun will burn the tomato. So when pruning tomatoes, you want to get rid of all the leaves that have disease or look not healthy. So prune enough, but don't go too crazy. So I'm going to be pruning a few of these little suckers. The sucker is the little stem that grows in between the armpit of the main stem and a leaf. So this part of the plant is where the plant keeps growing up. Since this is an indeterminate tomato, this is how they grow. This plant will turn into another plant connected to the main stem, and tomatoes will grow from it. So you want to remove a few just to keep the plant manageable, but you don't want to get rid of all of them, because that's where your tomatoes are going to grow from. So a mistake that you should avoid when pruning your tomatoes is pruning with dirty clippers. So pruning with dirty clippers will introduce bacteria and disease in your tomatoes. So whenever you are pruning them, you're actually creating wounds on the plant. So cleaning them in between plants and before you start pruning is very important. What I do to clean them is I use alcohol and a paper towel, and I just wipe them off. So when to prune your tomatoes is important. Avoid pruning your tomatoes when it's raining, after a rain, when your plant is wet, because this will promote disease on your plants. So another mistake you should always avoid is leaving your clippings on the ground where you pruned or on the bed where your plants are, because if they have a disease, they will spread on your plants or the neighbor plants. So it's always good to either put them on your compost or just put them in a trash bag and take them out away from your plants. So one of the reasons that it's important to prune your tomatoes is because of that little guy right there. Pruning your tomatoes allows you to not only create airflow in between your plants, but it allows you to see what's on them. So if there is caterpillars or if there's an infestation of aphids or something like that. So that is very important. That way you can effectively get rid of them before they damage your plants. Well, that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.